Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to episode 11, part 1. That's right, part 1 of 2 parts this time around. The Gen Con 2018 Lootfest. Holy moly, was there a lot of new stuff come out of Indianapolis this year. We're going to touch the surface of it on 2 episodes. So many things, so much awesome. We had to do it twice. So keep that in mind when you're going. Now we're going to take care of some business from last week. We had the prize pack from episode 10. My lovely assistant Chance over there, who's 6.5. Hi, Chance. He picked number 3 out of the people who entered for the prize pack. And the winner this week, I should say, of episode 10's prize pack is Darren at Strategies, Games, and Hobbies, my favorite game store in Vancouver, British Columbia. They're at 3878 Main Street, right in the middle of downtown. Awesome store. It's so lit up at night. This picture doesn't do it justice. Pretty this store is. One of the best stores in BC. And Darren, you're only like 38 miles from my house, so I think I'm going to deliver that to you. I'll put that up there. Make sure people know about Strategies, Games, and Hobbies in Vancouver, British Columbia. All right, we got a lot to get to on this episode, so let's get started first with a game that really snuck up on my radar. This is from Smirk and Laughter Games. Now, you remember Smirk and Dagger Games. They've done Hex and Candyman and all that other stuff. Well, they've decided to branch out and go into Smirk and Laughter Games. These are games that don't fit in the Dagger category with kill or whatever, but they're fun. And this is written by Alex Culler, Alex Graffo-Cohen, and Matt Fantastic. 2, at least, of my 3 favorite people right now. They're really cool guys. And this game, before there were stars, let me tell you, I haven't played it yet. But that's not because I don't want to. It's because I need to find the right crowd to do it. The rulebook itself brought me to tears. It's unheard of for a rulebook to be this good. It is a storytelling game, but unlike any other storytelling game you've ever seen before. Dice-based for story elements. You weave one story element into the next. Tell whatever tale you want of anything you want. There's a myth and a legend side that's a little bit more detailed about a thing. There is a downloadable app timer that's just beautiful, 60 seconds to tell you a story on all the phones. This thing is amazing. It is so, so cool. Also from Smirk and Dagger Games, maybe Smirk and Laughter. Now, you didn't get here in time for this episode. We'll get it in the next episode. Is called The Tower of Madness. Remember Kerplunk in the 70s? We had the chopsticks and the big long toothpick stuck through the tube, and it was full of marbles, and you had to pull one out, and then clack, 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 all the marbles would fall down. That's this game, except in Cthulhu realm, and the tentacles are coming out of the Tower of Madness, and the color of the marbles you fall out depends if you go crazy or... Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Can't wait to get it. Before there were stars, trust me on this. I'm going to have you trust me on name alone, on appearance and buzz, and other people have played it. It'll change how you play games with your gaming group. It really, truly will. Families will dig this. Big hit. Watch for this. This is going to win a bunch of prizes. Before there were stars. All right, next up, you're going to remember Pegasus Spiel from Germany. Now, these guys got back the rights to Talisman. Yes, the legendary day killer Talisman. It was a fantasy flight for a while. Back in Germany now, these guys are doing a lighter version called Talisman Legendary Tales. This is a cooperative family game. No kidding, it is a cooperative family game. You lay out a path. There are critters along the path to defeat. Each of your characters has a bag. You can pull out swords or magic, depending on the number of swords or magic needed to kill each critter or what have you. You find the quest. Here's a quest card. You go along an actual storyline. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. This is not in any way, shape, or form, in any way like original Talisman, or second, or third, or fourth, or whatever. They're going to do 5th later on, but for right now, Talisman Legendary Tales is going to be an amazing game. Printed in the United States. They've been printing these in Indiana, of all things, so we're going to get good cheap shipping on these. These should be available for pre-order by the time you see this video. We're in the process of adding them right now. I'm going to go fast, only a couple hundred copies in the U.S., and I want to make sure you guys get them. Really going to be a good game from Pegasus Spiel in Germany. All right, next up, one of my current darling companies, we'll get to these beasties in a minute, is Van Ryder Games. Van Ryder Games. Now, this game is Ocean's 11, the board game. They told me that, and I said, I'll just have one. Here, take my money. It's all mine. In this one, it is a heist. You hire your crew, you plan your heist, and get ready for the big score, big bank where you pull out your monies. It's Ocean's 11, the game. No kidding. If you're a fan of those movies, this is the game for you right here. Van Ryder Games. Now, that's all cool and all, and they do some really cool stuff. This is the big award winner right here. This is what I want you to pay attention to. Graphic Novel Adventures. These are 5 graphic novels in a slipcase. The slipcase is a convention-only thing, so don't be asking me for these. You can't get these, but you can get the books individually. 5 books: Captive, Tears of a Goddess, Yorktown, 4 Sherlock Holmes Investigations, and Loup Garou. Each of these is a choose-your-own-adventure graphic novel with character tracking and world building in it. No kidding. The first one you want to start with is Captive. Someone has captured your daughter and you run off and you're playing this guy. He can have a name if you want, but it's a very simple character sheet, some samples of the rules and how to start. You can go online and print out your own character sheet, as this one's been well used. We've played this game lots and lots of times. Then you read the initial couple of pages of the book, and when you get to a point where it says it's time to go, here's your first choose. You want to go to this door for 49 or this door for 25. You look for hidden numbers, like hidden numbers will find you a flashlight, they'll find you, you can get shot, you get your partners killed. There are a ton of different variants on this. There's appendices in the back, achievements you can win. Each of these books is different. Tears of a Goddess is a fantasy, sort of samurai setting. Loot Gurus, you've been bitten as a werewolf, and now you must go through the town and figure out, I guess, adventure. This is essentially a one-shot RPG. It has a fairly advanced character sheet in it and leveling up actions, and a disc, a D6 disc. So if you don't have a disc, you can just spin this thing. Skill trees, very complicated, very cool. Sherlock Holmes for investigations. Your town is the most complex of the bunch because you go through it again and again, and you build your town. There's a map in the back that shows your town, and so you choose where to build things, where to mine for gold, what have you. Amazing, very super detailed. This is apparently expert level. 5 of these together are going to win a ton of awards, and I am just absolutely in love with them. I've done these 3, have not done these 2 yet. This one's going to be like a week killer, is what I'm told, so I'm going to save that for last. Check these out. They're available for pre-order right now as we speak. They are an absolute darling of Gen Con. They are the graphic novel adventures from Van Ryder Games. Get yours today. You know you want some. Speaking of books, we carry Chronicle books. It's based in San Francisco. They sell books, but they also sell some goodies like that do-it-yourself paper trophy kit and the Donner Party card game that's very fun to play. They also make this book, and I picked one of these up at Gen Con as well. History of Weapons. Little book. It's fun. It's funny stuff, but you think it on the front. Lots of other things that can seriously mess you up. Oh, really? Let's pick any random one inside and see what we got. How about, no, not that one. Let's go to something we all know. A Dane axe. As everyone knows, the Vikings were big mofos who needed big weapons. That sentence right there should tell you everything you need to know about this book. It's factually accurate. It's historically relevant. Has stories about various continents and things that grew up. The weapons that never were, which is that, here it is, the spiked flail. Calling BS on that one. I mean, this book is astonishing. It's less than $20 US. I'm going to have it available for pre-order very soon. Hilarious look at weaponry through the ages. If you're a fan of any military history or anything really pointy bits, this is your thing right here. Chronicle Books doing a lot of other good stuff too. They hired Darren Watts as one of their gaming guys. He's going to be bringing in a lot of cool stuff. And I think I showed you guys this last time, maybe the time before. This is Happy Game Factory. These guys right here, Happy Game Factory. They are from France. They make a game called Eden the Game. Now, we tried these guys a while back. Didn't quite work out because of various reasons. Well, these guys took it over, and now they're doing amazing stuff. The Eden the Game rules are here in a very A4 tall European-style book, but they're awesome. The rules are pretty. They're simple to play. It's a ton of fun, and the miniatures are simply gorgeous. Here are a whole bunch of units. There are boosters, so they come in actual boosters that will boost your game, your units, what have you. Starter boxes of all these guys. Starter box of the Horde. What is this guy over here? Oh, it's a starter box of the Matriarchy. They also have a variation of the game called Stigmata, Eden's first post-apocalyptic introductory role-playing game. So this is the RPG setting for Eden, which is already pretty role-play heavy itself, including Pack A and Pack B, which is a DM screen, a bunch of cards, a bunch of maps, all that for this RPG. They're also, if that wasn't enough, doing this little puppy, which is called Bots Racers. It is a complete game in this tiny little box. Has several miniatures in it. Oh, it's just a cute little thing, Bots Racers. And this monster, which is coming down the pipe here real soon, Burn Out. It is an expansion for Eden. I'm told it might be standalone, not really sure on that. It's got some terrain in it. It's got all the markers and cards you need. All this stuff. These guys are from France. We're giving them a second chance. The first order is on its way to us as we speak, so if you did get any of your initial pre-orders, they will be coming along shortly. If you haven't seen these guys yet and don't know what they're all about, please do check them out. They're Happy Game Factory, and this is Eden the Game. They've got another game coming up that's it's miniatures, and it's got unicorns in it, and that's really all I want to remember, because it's kind of bananas. But all of this is coming available very, very soon, or will be in the warehouse shortly. I think I might actually make this the prize pack for episode 11 Part 1. Stay tuned for that. We'll see. A lot of cool stuff coming out of France. Them Frenchmen, they do know their games. They make them very nice. Oh, they're heavy, too. All right, next up is going to be these. Now, Roll4 Initiative is a company very well known to us here at Golden. Roll4 Initiative makes mats, they make GM screens, they make dice towers, they make all kinds of other cool things. They make dice that are 25% larger than regular like Chessex dice, and I love them with my great big meaty hands. But we're getting into this. These are pre-painted miniatures that are coming to a pack. I think they're $22 a blister or something, but they're great. Very, very well done. This is an adventuring party, male wizard ranger, female archer, male cleric, male Viking, all very nicely hand-painted, good detail, looking nice in there. And the quality on these is something else. They have clear bases, all individually packed. You can see the back of the miniatures on the back of the packaging. There are skeletons. Everybody needs more skellies on their table. Orcs. Uh-oh. Now, see, I made a liar of myself. She fell off her stand. But this packaging's been shipped to Gen Con back a couple of times. So we'll give that one a pass. And then here are some zombies, all pre-painted zombies. We do have these available, I believe, in taking pre-order for them right away. They put a lot of design into these packages, and they're going to hold up very well in your store. So keep an eye out for R4I, Roll4 Initiative, pre-painted miniatures. Coming soon to a game table near you. Also coming soon, believe it or not, the bad boys of the City Smashing are back. Monster Apocalypse from Privateer Press. It's coming back. It's another push. Mompoc, as everyone is calling it, is really the way to go. This is your starter set. Destroyers starter. This is the Planet Eaters. And then the Protectors, which is the Guard starter set. So the good guys and the bad guys, depending on your point of view. Everything you need in the box for one entire side to play, including all the miniatures. No, they are not assembled, but they're fairly handy and nice. Bunch of dice, bunch of maps, handful of terrain, buildings you can put together. Very cool little set. You do need 2 to play, and there are a ton of expansions. Just like everything else Privateer Press, they're all interconnected, interplayable. A billion gajillion individual units and blisters and everything else coming right now. So get those orders in. Monster Apocalypse from our old friends at Privateer Press, and stomp on some cities or beat up some bugs, whichever one you feel like doing. All right, next up, we're going to take a little breath and go with kids' games. It never seems to fail. Every episode, I get another Hobbit game in here. And the reason why is because Hobbit games are freaking awesome. If you're not stocking them in your store, shame on you. These sell themselves. Anytime somebody comes in, whether it's a gamer, a mother, a grandma, young, old, fat, thin, doesn't matter. Somebody comes in the store, they're always looking for kids' games. You got a game I can introduce my kid to board games. You got a game that's fun and light that won't blow my 5-year-old's mind or whatever. That's what these guys make, and they make a ton of them. This is Dragon's Breath. I do believe won a bunch of awards. Age 5 to 99, and they're not kidding. 2 to 4 players, you build a stack of gems in the center, and then you pull off a ring one at a time, and the gems fall out. If they go in the hole, they go into Data's lair. Otherwise, you pick up your color, and you score at the end. This is one of just many, many games from Hobbit that are just so amazing for kids. They're getting into the more, what I want to call adult games, but not like naughty themes. They're just more Euro-style games that are less kids and more cards and boards. And they're really good, too. Iguazu comes to mind. But Dragon's Breath is one that I think every store should have at least one copy of. It gets kids into dragons. It gets them into color coordination, counting, stacking. It's got just the right amount of dexterity, just the right amount of math. Fun-paced, fun game, and it's super cheap. I think it's $20, maybe $22, something like that retail. I don't even remember. You got to get this, man. Hobbit is the way to go. Speaking of family games, one of the absolute darlings of Gen Con was Leader Games. Now, Leader Games last year released our favorite Vast, or the Crystal Caverns. It also came with an expansion and some miniatures and has just been lighting up here with darlings of the indie world. Well, now they've come out with Root, which I believe sold out a 4-day supply in day one, if I'm not mistaken. I was in the hall on Thursday morning, the first minute that the hall opened, and the stampeding hordes of gamers, 70,000 people came pouring into the hall. Half of them came up the line in front of the Leader Games booth to get Root. They absolutely sold out of it. They also have a stuffed raccoon from the game that's just adorable. So here's what Root is. It's a board game of area control, but you're playing critters in the forest. You rule a fantastic forest kingdom, and it's an asymmetric game of adventure and war. I can't really describe it without playing it, but it's super easy and super fun. The 6-year-old over there played it and loved it, thought it was phenomenal. You can play a cat, you play the birds, you play the rabbits, or you play the fox, or raccoons, or whatever they are. There's an autumn and a winter-sided map. The pieces are beautiful. The art design is spectacular. Replayability is through the roof. We didn't even punch it all. We just wanted to start playing so quick. Amazing stuff. Again, Leader Games is on fire and can do no wrong. Now, I don't know how many of these we're going to get. This is another one of those situations where print run maybe didn't equal up to the demand. So it might be a couple months before we get some more of these back in. But that's what the war box is for. Make sure if you do want anything you see here, you put it in your war box and we'll get it for you on your order as soon as it comes in. So Root from Leader Games. Now, almost done here. We've got 2 left to go in part 1, and then we're going to move over to part 2. First off, Alderac. Oh yeah, they've been around forever. Alderac Entertainment. They're starting to get into board games. Now the board games we're going to feature today are 2. First we have Captain is Dead Lockdown. We all remember the Captain is Dead from last year where you were on a ship. The captain was dead and you got to get off the ship. And everybody races around and there's constant things coming and trying to kill you. If you survive, you get off the ship even though the captain's dead. The downside though is that you get off the ship and the aliens capture you and put you in an alien prison. So this game is about escaping the alien prison before it too blows up from all the incoming danger. These games are a hoot, an absolute riot to play, an absolute riot to put out on the table. The art design is super awesome with this pixelated sort of imaging. It's a great series, cannot recommend it highly enough. The Captain is Dead and the Captain is Dead Lockdown from Alderac. Also from Alderac, and this is brand new, hot off the presses, this is War Chest. I love a magnetic cigar box style thing, but it's more than a cigar box. It is beefy. This is, it's so pretty, an area control game again with a lovely game board. Hex is in the middle, lovely suede bags, and a ton of chips. Those are all clay or heavy plastic chips. That's what gives this thing its heft. Again, area control with bidding and drawing of chips out of the game. It's so new, I haven't had a chance to play it yet. But again, darling of Gen Con, they were selling left and right. I think they might have even sold out of them at the floor of Indianapolis. An amazing new game coming up from Trevor Benjamin and David Thompson and our friends at Alderac Entertainment. Now, they're also still doing amazing things with Mystic Vale, really starting to focus in on their core titles and give them a lot of fun. I saw in their booth at Gen Con a very cool shoot-'em-up game with rubber band guns. It's a dexterity game. You set this huge board and you put figures on it and you shoot rubber band guns at it. Oh my gosh, give me rubber band guns any day of the week, and I will take them. Last but not least, we are going to talk about, thank you, Assistant, Star Realms from White Wizard Games. Now, Star Realms from White Wizard Games has been around for a while, but the Universal Storage Box itself has not. Finally, you get a chance to put all your cards, all your expansions into one. Here are some various packs. There's some divider cards in here. These are the taller plastic cards that go in to separate out all of your units. There comes with some promo packs as well. Oh, these are combo cards, the Unity, the Pack, the Coalition, the Alignment, the Alliance. They're all in there. Combo colored packs as well. Promo cards. And a copy of Star Realms Frontiers. I think they just came with me in the box. I don't think it comes with the storage box, but I gotta go home and play it. Take it home and play it. And I'm at home, so I'm gonna play it. Star Realms from White Wizard Games continues to do very, very well. Low-cost game, super great game to play with spaceships and cards and trading decks, and it's a very nice deck building game. I am a big fan of Star Realms. So, we're going to take a break real quick. This is the end of part 1 of episode 11. Again, congratulations to Darren and the fine folks at Strategies, Games, and Hobbies in Vancouver. We're going to come back and take a little break and come back and film part 2 in just a bit. Stay tuned. We may have prizes again at the end of part 2. See you soon.